I would like to now talk about our recent purchases. And some of these are actually from the end of last year, but they were so good I didn't want to ignore them. But my problem is the market's moving so quickly, some of the prices are becoming irrelevant when I'm telling people what we bought them for because they've moved so much. But I still want to show you what we've been buying and why. I'm particularly proud of this purchase, and it's because the lowest priced properties are always the most difficult to obtain. Because you need to find quality in a property at a lower end of the market. So currently, the median house price in Perth is over $720,000. And the median unit price is just under $500,000. Now, this client had a budget of $400K, okay? And Providence has a flat fee for any properties purchased below $500,000. So for us, getting a client at $400K or getting a client at $450, $480, $490, $499, $500, we're going to charge them the exact same amount. So we're not pushing people to spend more because it helps us. It's because it's definitely going to help you. So this client had a $400K budget. The client's brief called for something young with low maintenance and some type of a land component, no units, okay? They really didn't want strata either. My team, God bless them, such a great job. We were able to secure this property for $408,000. I like the area so much that I actually bought a house in the same suburb for my super fund last month, okay? And as always, I'll do a video on it just like I did it for the last one that I bought in November 2022. I'll do a video on this one. But I just settled, so give me some time. Now, this one, the distance from the CBD is about 25 kilometers north. $408,000 purchase price. The rental estimate is $500 per week. Now, it's an estimate, but I know we're getting this because we actually did a leaseback agreement to the current tenant that's living in there, the owner-occupier. So we're getting 6.3%. Amazing. Why do we love this purchase? Top location, low maintenance, above average rental yield, rear access, okay? I love rear access. The neighboring suburb, the median price point is 15% higher than the capital city average. And like I said before, just over $700,000. So it's 15% higher than that. Properties are actually selling in that next door suburb for over $1 million, which is why, again, I bought in this suburb where I got my clients to buy this property as well. There's exposure to multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects and access to cafes and public transport. It's a great purchase. Now, let's look at the other end of the spectrum. This is a 1975 three-bedroom unit that we purchased for a client at auction. This block has 40 units. It's on Osborne Road in Manly, okay? And the median price for a three-bedroom unit sells for $2,852,500. Three bedrooms, unit, 1975, okay? Now, I mean, look at that. Is that not spectacular? Look at that. Now, to be honest, the property that we purchased in that building does not have that view, okay? It doesn't look straight out to the ocean. It's on the other side. It is still one of the best locations in Manly. Last June, a unit in this building with an identical floor plan sold for $3 million. And it was not renovated. The week of this auction, two identical configured apartments in the building sold for 3.1 and $3.5 million. They did have ocean views, but again, they were original condition and not renovated. The one we purchased for our client is fully renovated, absolutely gorgeous, still has a nice outlook, but you're just not looking directly at the ocean. So 40 people were in attendance with only 3 bidders. The floor plan is actually quite lovely. We bought this property, like I said up there, $2,512,500. Now let me quickly tell you the story. As a buyer's agent, we are privy to very candid discussions with the agent who's selling the property, because we're both we work in the same industry. They know that we understand the market. So the discussions are usually quite frank and honest. We knew that the property needed to be sold because the agent told us that the sellers had sold something in another state. They were looking to buy their dream home. They needed to sell this. They already found a property they liked. They wanted to make an offer. They needed to sell. Okay, so time was not on their side. The sellers had sold those properties. They needed the money. The property passed in, actually. And the reserve was set at $2.65 million. Still lower than those other $3.1 and $3.5 million units on the other side of this block. $2.65 million passed in. And the property then went to negotiations for over an hour. Linton Stevenson was the buyer's agent on this one. He did such a great job. And he sat down for an hour, cool as a cucumber, chatting with the agent and the sellers about the price point. Linton was so good because the vendors were not happy with the purchase price. He negotiated that the vendor's agent, the selling agent, who was representing the seller, he told them to take some commission off the cost they were going to charge the seller. And they said yes. He said, you take 12.5 grand off yours, because Linton's whole philosophy is, if I'm going to give something, I've got to get something. If I'm going to give you some more money, take some money off the commission for these guys, make it look good. So all of a sudden, the selling party started to like Linton as the buyer's agent because he was negotiating for them as well. It just put us in a great position. So we secured the property, $2,512,500, and our buyer from overseas was ecstatically happy because we know what this property is probably worth, and it's more than that. Here's another one. Last year we purchased this beautiful 3-bedroom townhouse with a study and 2 car spaces, so it's quite large. I love this property because it was street facing. It feels like a house with beautifully presented facade, okay? It's in a great location. I'm kind of giving it away. It's in Coorparoo, okay, which is about 5 kilometers from Brisbane CBD. Location's great, in a beautifully wide street. You can see there, really quiet. I think this is great. And I think the trend's becoming more and more towards these type of properties because houses are becoming too expensive. Units are becoming, for some people, too small with growing families. So townhouses have that natural progression for people to go who are downsizing and upgrading at the same time. So with this, I just think it's quite pretty. This property, like I said, 5Ks from the CBD, $950,000. Rental estimate, $850 per week, which is a rental yield of about 4.65%. Why do I love it? Top location, low maintenance, above average rental yield. And you'll hear that I probably say that for the majority of the purchases that we do because it is all about location. Majority of our clients who are not too hands-on don't want maintenance. And we want to make a rental yield that's above the average for not only the combined capitals, but for that specific capital city. And that's what we were able to get. The median house price in the suburb is actually $1,605,000. So to get a 3-bedroom townhouse at that price is great, considering a 3-bedroom house in that suburb. And remember, a 3-bedroom house is probably going to be on a smaller block too, at $1,150,000. So we got this at a great price. We're so happy with it. Last one I'm going to show you, and this truly is a beautiful home. And I think about it because we live on the east. I live in Sydney on the East Coast. We really do get kind of bent over here when it comes to pricing. We got this $10,000 under market valuation. My buyer's agent, Paul, got this for my client. It's on a 544 square meter block with 17 meters street frontage. It has been freshly painted on the inside. It is a 2007 build, so it's only 7 years old. The internals are modern, spacious. I mean, look, pendant lights, kitchen bench top with a waterfall, breakfast bench area. It's just a beautiful open area, nice house. You can actually see, and I love this for myself, it's got a genuine wood fire pizza oven that they built outside. Like, it's just the most beautiful place for entertainment. And you can see the outdoor area. There's the pizza oven area. Nice outdoor area. Now, it has a pool. I've got to put a caveat out there. I don't love buying investment properties with pools, but this client just fell in love with it and said, this is just beautiful. I could see myself living there, even though they never are going to. It's got an outdoor shower. Like, it's just a gorgeous house. Beautiful outdoor area, in-ground pool, storage shed. It's just gorgeous. This is 38 kilometers from the CBD. That is not far because the majority of people that live in Perth don't work in the CBD. They work in business parks around the suburbs that they live in. This is also about a 7-minute drive to the beach, okay? $645,000 purchase, $685 per week, which is a rental yield of 5.5%. Why do I love it? Again, strong growth location, There's much demand from varied sources for this type of product. Super tight vacancy rate. It's practically a new home, low maintenance, and this is a great buy and hold property. It's something you just hold on to. It's fantastic.